A new Virginia law says students must be treated equally no matter their gender identity or sexual orientation. The legislation specifically focusing on inclusion of transgender students in schools.
And tonight, the Portsmouth School Board approved the state-mandated model policy. Here's the reporter Antoinette Del Bell explains.
We have 5 yes, 1 no.
Rising senior Janari Davis is applauding his school board for passing a policy that would protect all students, no matter what gender they identify with.
Well, as a student representative, I believe that us putting in policy more for all students, not just on one kind of students, can open up more doors for students to get more goals and opportunities.
In a 5-1 vote Thursday night, the Portsmouth City School Board adopted the state-mandated policy for the treatment of transgender students in public schools. Board member Claude Parent voting against the policy.
I am not opposed to providing accommodations for transgender students. These transgender model policies, as presented by the Virginia Department of Education, do not reflect my religious beliefs. Therefore, I will be voting as a board member no.
Vice Chair Lakeisha Atkinson, who is openly gay, says the legislation ensures a positive, safe, and inclusive learning environment for students, regardless of their gender identity or sexual orientation.
At the end of the day, children are human beings, and as a school system, as a school board member, we want all children to be treated equally and fairly.
The model policy states school activities and practices should be gender neutral, and transgender students will be allowed to use restrooms and changing facilities that correspond to their gender identity. Portsmouth schools will help to provide a private space for trans students if other students don't feel comfortable sharing a bathroom.
Those protections weren't available when I was in school, so it just shows that we're progressing forward. So this is major.
The state mandate follows last year's landmark Supreme Court ruling protecting gay, lesbian, and transgender people from discrimination in the workplace. The federal policy from the U.S. Education Department has now expanded protections to include transgender and gay students.
When children see that they're not accepted or treated a certain type of way, it leads to suicide, it leads to bullying.
They make us feel like we're all equal. They give us to be prepared for the life ahead of us outside of high school and outside of any school in our school division.
And Vice Chair Atkinson tells me the next steps would be to establish an educational platform to help other students learn about their transgender peers and create campaigns about the new policy similar to anti-bullying messages. Antoinette Del Bell, News 3.